Technical preparation will be the most important steps you take in order to land a job in cybersecurity. In this video, we'll look at perhaps the most important step, getting certified. We'll look at entry-level IT and cybersecurity certifications that will take your resume and confidence to the next level. Let's start with entry-level IT. If I had to go back in time and do it all over, here are the certs I would get and why. First up, CompTIA A+. Alright, I actually really don't like the cert. It's 2 tests, it's expensive, about 500, maybe 550, and the content is only mediocre. So why would I get it first? Because HR loves this thing. It's literally a gatekeeping certification that allows you to get interviews. This is the cert that will take you from chef, truck driver, underwater basket weaver, whatever, to entry-level IT. Think help desk or desktop support type positions. This is what you need to get your foot in the door. Next up, I would get CompTIA Network Plus. You need to understand networking. Every single security professional needs a strong understanding of networking. It's too foundational to skip. Now you could take the CCNA, Cisco CCNA instead, but it's more difficult. If you're up for that challenge and you want your entry-level point to be in IT to be networking, say as a junior network engineer, then check out CCNA instead. I would honestly start applying for help desk roles after getting my A+, but it may not be enough. The Net Plus is to give you that boost, that edge over the competition. I needed both to land my first job, but I would stop here until gainfully employed as a desktop support tech. Once you get both of these, focus on the other tasks you can do to boost your resume, like projects and volunteering. Once you secure that entry-level role, next up you'll want some security-specific certifications. The first cybersecurity certification I would get is the CompTIA Security Plus. I'm honestly not a CompTIA fanboy, I promise. They are not paying me to talk about their certs. There's no kickbacks for me. I get nothing. Honestly, there are much better certifications out there in terms of content and skill building, but Security Plus, just like the others, shine in one area, namely HR recognition, HR gatekeeping bypass. Let's diagram this out. Let me show you. Resume filtering. See how big resume filtering is compared to interviewing? Resume filtering. When you have these CompTIA Triad on your resume, you get to bypass the resume filtering, right? If your resume is not up to a certain standard, HR is not going to even get you into that first interview. HR, these non-technical folks, are the ones that are looking at these resumes, and this is honestly what they're looking for. So, if the goal is to get a job, then the goal is to pass the first phase. And unfortunately, I think Security Plus is the best for that. HR is not technical, they don't know security, they just know CompTIA, and CompTIA owns the ecosystem because of brilliant marketing, and the US Department of Defense agrees. The US DoD says, you need Security Plus, that's our baseline certification if you want to work for us. These three, the A+, Network Plus, and Security Plus, are known as the CompTIA Triad, or CompTIA Trifecta. No matter where you go in IT, security or otherwise, these will be good to have on your resume. After earning my Security Plus, I went for this certification and it took me to the next level. Now, we're going to talk about 3 certifications here, starting with Blue Team Level 1. And the difference between this and Security Plus is none of these really have the HR recognition. They're not going to help you bypass that first level. What they will do is give you the skills, the knowledge, the confidence to actually do the job. I immensely enjoyed this certification. It's one of very few defensive certifications that teach you skills. Now, it is on the slightly more expensive side, coming in, 399 pounds. Maybe someone can do the actual math, but that's about $500 US, I think, depending on right now. If we scroll down, we can look at what's covered in the course. So they got security fundamentals, phishing analysis, so you need this. As a level 1 SOC analyst, you need to be able to look at an email and find malicious indicators. Threat intelligence, digital forensics. I loved the digital forensics piece. It's like CSI, literally what they do on CSI, and you can dig into a computer system, see who made changes, when did they make changes, how did they make changes, all things like that. Great experience. SIM. SIM is a tool that generates alerts. So in the SIM section, and they get to use Splunk. Splunk is like the #1 SIM in the world. If you have Splunk experience, that's going to look great on your resume. Absolutely a must need. And then last one is incident response. So responding when an incident arises. And the thing I love about BTL1 is that's the exam. The exam is responding to an incident. Something happened, and you're going to need to go and investigate, figure out who did what, how did they break in, what did they compromise, how did they compromise it, what data was stolen, things like that. Absolutely phenomenal for skill building, getting hands-on with blue team security. Next up, we have the eJPT. So I was able to get into cybersecurity with just the BTL1, and honestly, I would recommend only getting one of these 3 certifications to start. I took the eJPT because I wanted to try my hand at red team security. I wanted to see, do I want to be a penetration tester? Yes, Kitty. Did you want me to be a penetration tester? eJPT is the junior penetration tester. Loved this certification as well. Their training is phenomenal. It took me from knowing nothing. My networking skills weren't that great, but learning how to break into networks, my networking skills and knowledge really leveled up. Like more so than just doing Network Plus, took me to that next level. You will learn all of the skills. Like if you have no idea whatsoever how to break into a network, the eJPT training will take you from absolute beginner to intermediate, right? They'll get you started. Again, they have a practical exam. It's not this ABCD garbage that you do with CompTIA. You actually have to break into a network. It's the exact opposite, basically, of BTL1. BTL1, you have to investigate who broke in. In this one, you have to break in to a network. There's multiple machines on this network. Had a great time with that. My favorite thing about this certification is it's very reasonably priced. $250. You get the voucher and 3 months of fundamentals. That's their training series to build up your skills. You don't need more than 3 months. Within 3 months, you get to go through all those videos, take your notes, and you'll get the hands-on skills you need to take that test. The third option here is the PNPT. Now, to just be upfront and honest, I don't have the PMPT certification. It's going to be very similar to the INE eJPT, lots of acronyms here. Kind of the same thing, but I think a lot of people would say bigger and better in the sense of you get 5 days to complete it, whereas the eJPT I think was 12 hours, 24 hours. I think it was just 1 day. But with this, you also have to write a report and do a live debrief of your findings. This is what you do as a red team penetration tester. You don't just break into networks. You have to write a report about it, and then you have to present your findings to a security team, right? Whatever company hired you to break into their systems. You're going to debrief them on what you found, how you found it, and what they can do to fix it. One of the best things about the PMPT is the Cyber Mentor created TCM Security. TCM Security is the company that has the PNPT. So it's created by the Cyber Mentor. This is the go-to guy. Like, you probably know him. 700,000 subscribers, like super, super well known, very knowledgeable. He's able to communicate clearly, effectively. He's a great teacher. I don't think you can go wrong by going with either of these. Now, I will say PNPT I think is more on that expensive side, probably closer to $500, but they do have like Black Friday deals. Their certifications and training go on discounts. I got 6 of their training classes, I think for $1 each. Here are some honorable mentions. Google IT Support Professional. This is the first certification I ever got. Phenomenal. I wish this was good enough to replace the CompTIA A+. It has better instruction, better skill building, better knowledge, like all around, almost in every single category across the board, it is better than the CompTIA A+. I super enjoyed this. It's cheaper, but here's the problem. Here's why I wouldn't get this again. It did not help me get a job. I could not get an interview with just this certification, whereas the CompTIA A+ has that HR gatekeeping bypass. It has recognition that the Google IT support does not. I think this is maybe somewhere in the realm of $50, depending on how long it takes you to complete. So if you're not sure IT is right for you, check this one out. This will let you know if you don't like any of the content in here, you're not enjoying any of it. This might be one of the cheapest ways to figure that out before you invest in these more expensive CompTIA certifications. Now, I don't have the Google Cybersecurity Professional certification, but everyone online raves about it. And if it's half as good as their Google IT support, it's going to be phenomenal. Like, Google just puts out great training. Google's training is just top-notch. I cannot recommend them enough. In the next video, we'll discuss projects and how they can boost your resume, confidence, hands-on skills, so stay tuned. Please like, subscribe, and ask all your questions down below. I'm here to help, but you gotta ask. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.